Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Captain of Industry. Okay, so we just finished clearing off this area over here. So this isn't running, none of this is actually running. We are now producing concrete at, I would believe, a much quicker rate. Yeah, as you can see, this thing is nice and full. And we'll see if we need more than that. We found a little niggle with our power right over here. So actually, at the moment, what we are then actually producing is 300, 600. So 600, 1.2, and that should give us up to 1.8. So we probably don't have any more than 1.8 available here. And that, I think, is why we see a bit of a flare out of things every now and again, or why we run out of power every now and again. So what are we going to do today? We do need to find a way of getting rid of some of this stuff. So, and I'm kind of tempted to run, instead of a flare for these, to run something that's going to provide us with additional power, because that's something we need. Now, I think we could do it over here, because what I'm a little worried about is this is not scalable. What I've built here is not scalable. I've kind of planned the whole thing out so that I can scale steam this way. So potentially that's what we should be doing. Scale steam that way. I can scale diesel production and the various products this way. But the sour water stripper is not scalable in its current setup over here. And that is a bit of a challenge. That is a bit of a challenge. What is this? This is just water. Yeah. Okay. So we've got diesel. It's not a big deal right now, but it'll become a problem at some point if we don't do that. Now, unfortunately, what that also means is that on this side of things, we've got these that can no longer, and we do need it to produce water over here. So these should not, won't be producing water because we're not putting any steam in here, right? None whatsoever. So what we could also do is we could truck some of that stuff over this way if we decided to. Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge because we need to bring water into this system here because that's what's feeding all of this stuff. We can't purely run it from this side, though I think we're pretty close to be able to purely running it from this side. You see? Yeah. So that is actually moving water through into both directions at a secondary. This is secondary, right? Priority in is from this side. Yeah, priority in is from this side. So that's kind of what that's doing. Now, we could do the whole water thing over there, but it's probably not the best use of our space. So maybe what we could do is we could rejig what we've got over here. I do need to clean up some of these pipes a little bit more. We do need to move rubber all the way this way, and maybe that's the first thing for us to do. So we are using, we're not currently creating any of this because we don't have sulfur. So sulfur plus limestone plus water gives us acid, right? Sulfur plus water. What? Why limestone? Oh, slag. Some sulfur plus slag gives us limestone. I mean, sulfur plus limestone gives us slag. So that's just a bit of a, if we get too much sulfur kind of situation. And then on this side of things, we are creating this, but we are out of diesel, so we can't keep doing that. Oh, unless it's being delivered. This guy is exactly what it's doing. It's delivering diesel over here. So the idea is this guy needs to forget about that. Stop importing, stop exporting. So that guy has got its last round of stuff happening. So we'll get rid of all of that. And then once that's done, and please don't import. Don't import, don't export. Just run through what you've got over here. And we'll have to start moving things out. Oh, you're picking up over this way. You're not exporting from here. Okay, so once that's all cleared out, I believe that should be fine. Yeah, we should be able to run it empty completely. Then we'll clear it out. Yeah, that's our last run there. Or is it one more? Missing an input there. Anyway, that doesn't matter. What I am keen on doing is let's grab this. And that will get rid of some of these things. You can clear that out, and we'll have to move rubber over here. So let's have a quick look at what we're going to do with rubber. So we're generating sulfur. Now, my concern with this is this thing isn't scalable. So if we keep adding more, so it's taking 36 sour water, and we're creating 18 plus 18. So that's a fully loaded. So if we do another duplication of this, we'll need another sour water stripper somewhere. And I don't necessarily, it only uses steam. So we can pretty much squeeze it in wherever we go. Okay. So what I want to do is set up rubber. So we've got ammonia, which is being used on the other side. We're going to use water. So let's get our rubber thing. Rubber. It is over here, a rubber maker. We're not using water, we're using sulfur, and we're using diesel or naphtha. Ooh, that's an interesting one. If we use diesel and naphtha, not sulfur and naphtha for rubber, it's exactly the same recipe, and that potentially is a good use of the naphtha that we're currently generating over here instead of using it from diesel. So that's what we're going to do. Now, the question is, in my mind, is how is this setup working? So we are currently running the naphtha out this way. And I think what we should do is probably pause that. So we're no longer running naphtha out. Right? And we're only running in this fuel gas. So let's move. Yeah, so fuel gas will be running on some of these guys. Okay, excellent. So let's leave it there. I want to do rubber somewhere where it kind of makes sense. So we'll have to run basically this back that way. And I think that's not the end of the world. We don't need anybody to come in this way. So anyway, rubber maker. I don't think we need massive amounts though. So if we rotate it, and I need to remember what our rotation is like. Rubber maker does not need to give a wastewater product if we are using sulfur. So there we go. So if we're going to do this here, I'm kind of almost tempted to move it in like something like that, right? Or do we go this way? If we do it this way, yeah, I think so. Let's do that. We'll run those two pipes in here. So let's do one there. Okay. And then we need to run sulfur and our naphtha out. We'll have to find a way for our naphtha to get here. Sulfur should be pretty straightforward. Can I? Yeah, so it really doesn't want to run too close to things. But I'd rather we do a little bit of that and tie sulfur in there. So sulfur will now move through here to come and make rubber. We do need to think about overspilling though. If we've got a spill situation, so let's pause it for a second. We're low on mechanical items, and this is used for maintenance, so we need to be very mindful of it, right? It is used for maintenance. Yeah, it is absolutely used for maintenance. So what's the situation here? It's purely from that. So it's just mace. Ooh, yeah. So we are a little short on some of these things. This needs to be a little quicker, I think. We've got everything we need. So maybe what I'll do is I'll boost a couple of them. We'll boost one of them. We'll get that done a little quicker so that we can keep these running a little quicker, because some of it is also being used into a different area there. So it's not too bad. We are kind of dealing with it. We just need to, I think if we boost that one, this thing will run a lot more of the time. And our power is kind of holding strong at the moment. So I think that is okay. We do have to kind of deal with these things as we deal with them. Now, what did we have on this side too? We also had this happening. So this is taking water, and we can move some of this stuff. So when that is out, I will... Is this still running? Missing an input. What is it missing? It's missing sulfur. So, yeah, it's basically missing sulfur. So pause that one. We're not going to use that just yet. We do need to do that entire setup. So if we wanted to expand our rubber situation, let's have a quick look at what's going on here, just so we know. Okay, so I am filling in a lot more. Yeah, the dump should be all good. Okay, now, so if we're gonna, I'm gonna trim this back just a tad. And what we can do is, what is that tool? So if I do that, and we... Yeah, I think what we'll do is I'm going to add it here. And we could do an extra one as well. What I'll also do is I'll put in a bit of extra storage for it. If I can find the storage thing. So we'll do an extra loose storage here. I'll rotate that. So we'll run it. If we do that, we'll just run it straight in here. Okay, so we'll trim that back a little bit. Okay, there we go. We'll get that to tie in this way, and we'll get that one to tie in that way. That's pretty good. Now, what we're also going to do is we're going to do the other thing, the mixer over here. And the mixer uses, we're going to run two recipes. We're going to run sulfur and water for acid. Okay, water is right over here. And we're also going to run sulfur and limestone for slag, should we need to. Okay. So, what I would like us to do is water is going to come in on that side, right? We do something like this. Right, let's just pick our recipes. So our recipes will be that one, and it will also be that one, with that one taking top priority. We're going to do acid first, basically. Now, what we will do is we will just provide a very basic... Do we split it off? Maybe we do. Maybe what we do is we do a U-shaped splitter over here instead. Okay. So if we do something like that and we grab a U-shaped balancer, sorry, not a splitter, a balancer, and we run that one in there. We're also grabbing a new loose storage. I believe there should be sufficient room here. We'll tie it in like that because we're only gonna... Oh, it can't go there. It can go there. Gonna do that. No. You need to please feed in that way. And this one will be limestone. So we'll have limestone. Water is going to come in from this side, and I think that's going to be all good. Then we have a slag output and a slag output, which I think I'm quite comfortable to go right over there. And we will also have an output for this. There we go, for acid. There we go. So that's all good. What we can do is obviously water going out that way is the most important thing, but I don't think we're ever going to really worry about that. So let's just get a basic. If we need to kind of balance this thing out a little bit, we'll do that at some stage. So just that is what we're going to do. On this side now, we need to run naphtha out this way. So that will kind of sort that out. What we'll do with this guy is it's priority out this way. And when you can't go out that way, you're going to go out this way. That is exactly what we're going to do. Excellent. So I think that should be all good. We can quite comfortably start running this one. So this one will be slag. And what we want to do is that needs to be kind of kept pretty empty. This one needs to be kind of kept pretty full. And this one will just do its own thing. Okay, so let's go ahead and... Ooh, actually, before we do that, how are we going to get the naphtha out of here? So at the moment, naphtha is running down here and into this facility. Now, we don't have a sorter, of course. And what I can do is I could just kind of run it out that way and run it, thread the needle through there and run it into this side. I believe so. Or I can go up top and run it that way. Can go over the top and run it this way. It might be a little cleaner if I do it that way instead. So what I will do is we will clear out our NAFTA connection right there, and I will deconstruct that one with Unity. Okay, we don't need a super duper pipe there. Now, can I go up a level, switch off the R, which is what they call the R thing? No, I don't know. If we do this, all right, and we run it over the top here, we run it over the top there. Yeah, well, to be honest, so let's take it further one. Run it next to that, and we will should be able to tie it in there. There we go. And I believe if we're that close to it, yeah, it should be fine. So there we go. So that's going to be it. So they should be able to pick up here if they needed to, but we don't actually need to do that. Now they should be able to get here to pick up water, and I don't know though. Ooh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let's sorry, I'm going to redo that just because I'm actually going to try and get this guy to get a little closer to it instead. I'm going to do up one level. It can't go all the way there. It needs to go this one. And then it'll do that. There we go. So now you should be able to still drag water from here if you wanted to. So that's going to be it. So what I'm doing, we've got plenty of Unity. I'm just going to go ahead and do all of that with the Unity side of things. Please do that. Please do that. Get it all Unitied up. And I believe what that means is we can now... Okay. Hang on. I need to make one more little adjustment over here. Oh, no. Hang on. Oh, yes. No. That's all good. They're running completely separately here. Ah, okay. All good. I'll unpause this one. So that means we are going to priority out it that way. And that really should be using all of this. So this guy should be... Oh, hang on. We would like to run both that one. Oh, that's the only one we want to run. It's just that's the only thing we're going to run. So this guy will fill up with naphtha. And here comes the sulfur. So that component should be working really well. We've got our limestone popped in here. Please don't do any of these auto export stuffs. This is going to be acid, please. The first one you're going to do is acid. Yes, that's fine. I don't need it to be filled up much more than that. This is slag. You should be able to drag out any slag from there. So now this facility should be sorting itself out. What we of course need to do is provide a facility where we can store all of our rubber. So what I'll do is I will kind of just give us just a little bit of room there and run our rubber. Come on. Can't believe that's happening. Oh, I think I need to switch on the R thing, right? Anyway, it doesn't want to work. Flat conveyor. Into there and build it. There we go. So doing that means now we'll be able to output some rubber. There's plenty of rubber in there. Now we'll output the rubber. So rubber will now be available over here instead, and acid is available, and we should be dealing with the naphtha. What we are not dealing with properly at the moment is this. So I'm assuming that is standing still. Okay, what we need to do, I'm no longer going to do naphtha at all. Oh, but it's still doing okay, because we've got two of them. Okay. So they're all doing everything, right? And it's just basically leveling it out to everything at the moment. Let's see about generating some extra electricity over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy one of these things for us and run some extra power on this side. That's not quite what I'm after though, but that should work. Okay, I'll unpause. We don't need to do crazy things here. Let's do that. And let's see about running some power. Locally over here. So let's do, if we're gonna run steam from there, I believe that's the steam output, right? Pause, doesn't matter if we pause it or not. This is not gonna build. So if I do that, right, when we will do extra stuff there too. Excavator has no fuel, fuel station has no fuel. We'll have a bit of a look at that now. Steam goes in there, that's okay. And on this side is the exported steam. So that's okay. Where is this excavator that has no fuel? All the way over here. And what does not have fuel? Fuel station 2 has no fuel? What? Oh, this thing hasn't generated diesel in quite a while. And I'm assuming the reason for that is because we're not exporting any fuel gas. So what I'll do is I'll switch this one on for a bit of a flare at the moment, and then that'll generate some more of this for us, and everything will start moving again, and hopefully we'll get that all fixed in just a jiffy. Now, we would like how much to come in here? 24 plus 24, so that's 48. That's a full one of these, so that's okay. So I would like you to please go in there and go in there. So we'll start it off like that. We'll put a bit of a ramp in here in the not too distant future. So that'll start running that. Okay. And now we can either generate even more power or we can use that. But I think what we'll rather do is let's generate a little bit more power instead. So let's trim back this to kind of the ground level over there, and let's have a quick look at power generation. So if we go with the low pressure, we only need a single one of them. We'll flip it around. We'll do a bit of this, okay. There we go, so that should generate some more. What's that generating us? 1 megawatt. Yeah, 1 megawatt gives us 2 of these guys. So we'll again, add 2 more of them in here. So that's another little power setup here. We need to do something with depleted steam. If I have a quick look, I just want to see. No, not this. That's not where I want to go. And now I hit the wrong button, of course. I'm trying to get onto this side here. I just need to make sure that this thing keeps running. At the moment, that's my biggest issue right now. So let's say depleted steam. Steam depleted. Can be used where? We can use it to create more water through a cooling tower. We could also use depleted steam to do this. How much depleted steam are we generating? I'm assuming we're generating 24, which means 1 cooling tower can sort us out. Yeah. Okay. Let's leave it at that. This is going to be 1. Oh no. That's 2 cooling towers. Okay. Go back to that. Stop hitting that one. Let's go back to this one more time. Depleted steam. 48 depleted steam can run a lot of thermal desalinators. A lot of thermal desalinators. And that creates water and brine. Now, what are we running here? We're only running 2, but they're running the big shot stuff, which is a lot more water. So I'd rather we keep that in place. We could do another thermal desalinator over here. If we move the entire thing over this way, we could run 48. 48 gives, oh, we can't do this yet. This still needs to be, oh, okay, fine. Then fair enough. Then this is as simple as it's going to get. So we will go from there. We'll grab and we'll do a couple of cooling towers right over here. We'll need one there and one there. So we'll grab ourselves a couple of cooling towers. Right here, that's going to be more than sufficient. So there's our cooling tower. So that'll give us some power over here. And now we've got water, which will come out of this thing, which we should be able to use for something else, right? I don't even know what we use water for, unless we just basically feed it back that way. And I think that's probably the right thing to do, is just feed it back that way. So let's just see, where are we going to tie it in? If we run water back, we should be able to just tie it in on that side. So we can run water at level 2 all the way through there, and in there. Yeah, absolutely, that's what we're going to do. We're going to run water at that level. So we'll tie it in, actually. Yeah, we'll tie it in here. We'll take it back that way. We'll take it back this way. Up to there. We'll go up to level 2. We'll switch off the R, so we'll run on level 2 here. You know what? If we don't do that, and we run it here, it'll actually work for a ramp pretty nicely. Don't do that. There we go. Don't do that. Go there. Okay. Then if we go up a level, we run through there. Thread the needle, guys. Thread the needle. And now, this is almost going to be another priority in. Yeah, that's going to have to be another priority in. That's going to be your top priority in, actually. Okay, we'll see how that works. Okay, let's get this built. Again, we'll throw some Unity at this problem. We'll get all of that stuff built. Priority out this way. This one is not a priority out. So this is basically any overflow steam can go out this way. And then these guys needs to be your top priority in terms of production. This is going to be our first one. So any excess steam is going to be used over here. So anyway, we did this, right? We've got that on priority 3. Now, how do I copy settings, right? This one is copy settings. So let's do that. Perfect. So now all of that's going to run. Yeah, there we go. It's going to start running. We don't want to auto balance this one. This one can just run all the time. Then what we can do is we can go back and auto balance the other one. So the other one on this side, I'm going to switch on the auto balance component here. All right. And these guys are going to be P6. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. P6. I can get rid of those things, but we'll not do it just yet. There we go. Now, I'm hoping that means everything's running. Oh, look at that. Everything's flaring. Water is, I'm assuming, going back in here. What I am worried about is that we've got way too much water ready to go, and I may have to put I didn't even actually tie this in. Okay, well, because this isn't tied in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of extra storage in here. So I'm going to trim that back, get that removed, and we'll get a little bit of extra water storage here. And now we've got decent amounts of power being generated right here as a byproduct of our diesel piece, which I like. That's what I like about this game, is that whole, I'm doing a whole byproduct thing, and that's the wrong way around. So let's flip that. Yeah, beautiful. We'll get this guy. Yeah, you know what? It's the R button. Because I switch off the R button, we keep getting that. So now it's quite simple. We'll just do that. And we'll Unity this guy a little bit, and that at least means that now this guy won't ever stop because it's all full. Beautiful. So now, if required, this thing has a bit of a buffer, and what I can certainly do is notify me when this is at 75% full, so we can double check that we don't have any water running issues there. Okay, this should now, I'm going to switch this off again. So now what that means is this should now all run full steam ahead and produce us some power. Fuel gas into power. So we've got a gas power plant over here. And I believe this guy should be filling up with diesel again. And we still have plenty of crude around. I find it quite interesting that we've got them so unbalanced. But anyway, probably doesn't matter. Well, I would like it to get really balanced at some point. Anyway, that should work really well for us now, I think. And hopefully this guy is filling up big time and can work. What I also would like to do is get us another kind of... in this general vicinity over here, I'm not sure where exactly we would like it. Maybe over here somewhere. Yeah, let's just get ourselves another little fuel station too. Just somewhere over here. We can always move it. It's really no problem for us to move it. I would like to give it, do we want the small one? Yeah, I'm just going to give it the small one. I'm going to put the small one in there. We're going to go ahead and build that. I'm going to make this diesel. I'm going to want that one nice and full. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to assign a couple of trucks to it. So now we should have more fuel ready to go all over. I would really like us to balance this thing out a little bit more. So hang on. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go and prioritize that one and prioritize that one. So we keep moving those first. Want to kind of get them to about the same level. And then we can see how that goes. Excellent. So now this should be running non-stop until our diesel is completely full somewhere, and we should have a decent amount of power. And what I believe this means is that this guy should not be running at all at the moment. Why is this stuff... This should really not be used for power at all. Right? That's not running. That's not running. That's not running. Okay, so none of this is actually running. Okay, that's all good. That's all good. Maybe that is now working. So that's basically our backup supply there. Backup supply. Okay, so how's this going? We still are okay with the water over here. We're not using... I think there's a lot of... food that's going unused at the moment, which and let's check our fertilizer situation. Fertilizer 2 is slowly getting done. We've got a bit of an issue here. There was something out here that was causing people a little unhealthiness. Water pollution. I don't know where. Anyway, that's looking pretty good. This isn't buffering up at all. Question around some of these things. Are we using water quick enough? I don't think we need... Oh, actually, we're actually all filled up on salt. All of this is nice and filled up, and all of that is nice and filled up. So we're full up on glass anyway. Okay, well, anyway, that is a big chunk there. At the moment, we're okay with water here, so I'm going to leave these things just a little while longer. We don't have an issue here. Do I have an alert running on any of these things? We certainly need an alert somewhere, right? Yeah, so alert me if this is less than half, because then I definitely need to do something and switch stuff on and stuff like that. But for the time being, the fact that this thing is now flaring and we've got spare capacity in here, I'm a little worried about our rate of naphtha production. It's kind of ticking along, and any of these things... Oh, yeah, we actually saw a little bit of slag come in when we had an oversupply of these things, but this is filling up nicely. So when this thing stops, we won't be using naphtha. And that's our only other big issue here. So hang on, let's just have a quick look. When I go to fertilizer 2, fertilizer 2 will be using... fertilizer 1. No. Fertilizer 2 is produced by using fertilizer 1, limestone, and sulfur. So there's another use case for our sulfur here. But we're not going to use naphtha for anything. let's have a quick extra look at what we can use NAFTA for. And that's where we're gonna end the episode. NAFTA. Like so. So NAFTA can be used in the production of rubber. It can be flared. It can be used in the production of steam. And so the other thing that I think we're going to use, then NAFTA we can later use in a cracking unit for some more, even more diesel production, which is probably where we go in the not too distant future. We can also use it for plastic creation. Well, we'll have to use it for plastic creation, I think. But anyway, that's some stuff that we'll need to deal with. So I just want to make sure that I've got an alert on if this thing is full, because I may have to start then flaring it again. You know what? I'll switch it on. No. Let's just make sure. No, don't do that. Let's just make sure that that's the priority out. So this thing should really not flare. No. Stop doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. Don't flare all the time. You should only be flaring. Oh, actually, hang on. And no, it's on the wrong side. It needs to be on this side. It needs to be on this side. So actually, we'll have to. It'll have to be a manual flare there whenever we need to do it. But I think overall, things are looking pretty good at the moment. That's all good. This is running. Missing an input. What is it missing? Oh, it's missing. The sulfur, but that's okay. That's okay. That's no problem whatsoever. We don't need to produce those things at top rates here. But this is all running all the time. We should. All I want to do, right, is that get these things roughly level. Right. If I get them roughly level, then I will. So I'll keep a bit of an eye on it. These guys should not be moving at all. 234, 236. So when this guy drops to about 236, and I need to end this episode. When this guy drops a little bit more to about 236, that'll be the point where we go for equal running. To be honest, we can almost already do it, but I just want to make sure we level these a little better. This thing is barely moving. Is there still... Oh, this is still full on this side. Can I just switch off these? So we'll just... Do they empty? They don't empty. So we basically will... Okay, hang on. I'm going to... So this thing's not going to move at all. So I'm just going to switch off all of them. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it a little bit closer back. I don't think it's super important that I do it. Keep on going. I want you to drop just a little bit more. Oh, what's happening now? Why aren't you... Okay. Flare it, buddies. Flare it. NAFTA. We're generating a fair bit of NAFTA, by the way. Oh, and fertilizer 2 is finished. We'll sort that out in the next episode. So let's get that done. That's all running. What's going on here? I just want to use a little bit more diesel here. And pause. There we go. So now, right, they should be roughly leveled. 240, 236, 234, and 236. Give it another second. There we go. So now, well, we'll give it one more second. There we go. So now this should... even though these are got more in there, what I would like to do now is stop prioritizing and enforce strictly even inputs. I think that will work if I do that, and then I'll switch on all of them. And I believe this should... Well, anyway, they filled up really quickly from that facility, moving through fairly quickly. Let's just see where we're at here. Everything should be moving. I think, yeah, we should be running this thing pretty well now, and they should all actually fill up to the 360 mark, and then any extra, you know what? So they're at the 360 mark. Yeah, okay. So the boat, actually, there's the boat is empty. These still have a little bit more to go. Got that buffer. There goes the boat again. Yeah, we need to, in reality, once this is done, once these are empty, we should enforce that direction again. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, hit that like button. We've figured out a few more things. Things are moving a little bit better. We still have plenty of food that's not being used. Plenty of Unity that's not being used. But I think things are generally going pretty well. Plenty of food. Looks a little downward, but I think our food is absolutely fine. 25 months, actually, it did come down. So we'll have to have a little bit of a look at that. Everything else looks absolutely brilliant. We may want to start generating a few more construction parts 3s, so we have a bit of a buffer when we start building some more big infrastructure items here. But I like our water, or our excess steam being turned into power over here as a primary power source, because that means this thing can run all the time. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button if you've enjoyed it, and leave some comments down below if you have any. See you next time. Bye-bye.